Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Julie. I'm the owner and creator here at Creative Coyote. Just thought I'd drop a tutorial for everyone wondering how to use their Brother Scan and Cut to cut embroidered key fobs. Down below in the description, I will list my exact Brother Scan Cut machine I use, and any other things you guys ask about I can always add. But thank you for staying tuned and watching. Please let me know if you have any questions. I recommend taping down your embroidery design. When doing so, do not tape along either of these edges, as the tape can get caught up in the roller and it makes it really difficult to get out and may cause problems in the future. You can tape along the bottom and a little bit at the top. This is how it reads what type of mat you're using, so you won't cover it too much, but a little bit is okay. Now let's talk about different types of vinyl. This vinyl, while stitching nicely on my machine, does not cut so well. It has a bit more stretch than other vinyl. It has a really soft backing and it moves a lot, especially as we get through those layers, so it may cause problems when cutting. The only vinyl I would personally recommend using on your Brother Scan and Cut is marine vinyl. It's really sturdy, and cutting through 2 layers even on your machine, it does not have a problem. Now, my machine is less sticky than it used to be, so I do have a little bit of an issue later, but that's good because it gives you more information. Anyway, more on that later. So most of my designs I embroider with this white bobbin thread, and this is so I have contrast. So you can see it when it gets scanned in, because you're going to have to line up your SVG file with this in order to cut it out properly. The cut file has about a 2 millimeter gap on each side of that white line it's meant to cut. I don't always get it perfectly situated, but you'll get better as you go along. For vinyl that has a lower contrast, so this contrast you can see in the video, it's going to be even less on the computer because the scanned image is not the best. So I'm making marks here with a contrast pen. This case it's pink, but at the top and bottom, and that just kind of gives you guidelines on where to match up your SVG or cut lines when you go to cut this one. I don't cut this one on film for you, but I just thought I'd share how I combat the lack of contrast, especially when it's scanned in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tape this one down and I'll be right back. When taping, you want to make sure you tape all the way around whenever possible. I did trim a corner just to make sure that I wasn't covering too much of the edges with the tape. If you need to split the design in half to cut it better and get more tape coverage, that's totally fine. Again, you don't want to cut or tape on the edges, okay? Those rollers will cause problems. But all the way around, make sure it's tacked down good. I only use authentic Scotch tape. When you come over to your machine, and I've already preloaded it because I need a hand-free to film, you want to set the corner right against this roller on both sides, okay? And you're gonna just kind of hold it there with some pressure while you push this button so it drags it in. You don't want to push while you're doing it. So click scan, and then you're going to transfer to Canvas Workspace, okay? Make sure the size of the mat is correct. If you need to change it, you can. Otherwise, just hit start. It's going to tell you your scanner level is at whatever. Mine is at 2, and that is what you want. 2 layers of marine vinyl, plus the stitching makes it thicker. That's what's going to give you the best option. The roller has more clearance. Level 1 is too shallow, okay? So there is a lever on the side there that lets you switch between 1 and 2. So you want to make sure it's at 2 and then press start. And you just watch it do its thing. So once it's scanned, it's going to transfer to the computer or the online cloud, I guess, the Canvas workspace. So we're going to wait for it to tell us that it's all done, and then we'll move over to the computer. Okay, perfect. So in Canvas workspace, what's going to happen here is you're going to click this button that says trace image. You're going to download from your scan and cut. Should match what you just scanned. Look at that contrast, it's great. And you're going to hit OK. Yes, I want to override the current file. Okay, and it has pre-inserted cut lines. We're going to select all those and get rid of them because that's not what we're cutting. We don't care about the blue tape, right? So we're going to upload the SVG file for this one. And once I have that here, you're gonna flip it because remember we're cutting upside down, so you want to mirror that. So you're gonna flip it, okay, and then you can zoom in and rotate it. I always zoom in with control and it zooms the whole window, and I just want to zoom the workspace. So I do that a couple times through the video, so I apologize, but you want to line this up as good and as evenly as you possibly can. It won't always be perfect, and that's okay. So my preference is to go through and lay all the images that are the same orientation. So these are all the tab on the left, and there are some that are tab on the right, but I'm going to do all the left. But something to keep in mind is that it cuts in order of the images that you lay, so it's going to jump around a bit on me. You may save some time with just going in order and flipping as you go, and that's okay. It's totally your preference. This is just how I do it. I save a little time here, but I probably gain more time later, and that's okay. So I'm just gonna finish laying these out, and then I'll show you how to send it back to your brother's scan and cut. So what I recommend doing now that they're all laid out is making sure that they're where you want them. Just take another look them over, make sure they're not overlapping too much and going to cut into each other. Because I know every once in a while, especially with a new design, I have issues with that. So just make sure it looks good. This is what it's going to cut out, all those black outlines there. And we're going to go ahead and save the design. This is because if you're like me, I save the layout, like that stitch layout is saved on my machine. So when I go to stitch Angel again, you know, he just gets stitched out the same on my machine every single time. This is the layout. So these SVG files may have to be tweaked a little bit in the future because obviously it's not taped in the exact same layout ever. I may flip it or twist it a little bit, but it is going to be the same layout, so the same number of angels and that sort of thing. So it can help save time in the future and just rotate them a little bit. So save your design if you want to name it, that sort of thing. And then we're going to hit download. Okay, and download is going to ask you, you can save to your machine or send to your machine or to your computer. We're obviously going to send to the machine at this point. If you want to save to your computer for the future, you can. I don't, just leave it in the cloud. And we're going to go back to the machine now. Okay, so back here, we're going to go back to the home screen, hit retrieve data, and then hit the pocket with the cloud there. And when this comes up, we're gonna make sure that the image matches what was just on our computer. Perfect. Focus, and this is what it's gonna cut out on your vinyl, okay? So it's gonna ask what you wanna do with it. Well, obviously we're cutting, but there are other options. Okay, you can pick a pressure, speed, that sort of thing. I leave it on auto. I haven't tested what the best pressure is. I really should, because it would definitely save me time. Right now it says cutting 3 minutes. That definitely will change throughout the cut. Right now it kind of goes around and scans everything to see that things are lined up. And the time changed, so it's like 33 minutes now. Yeah, it'll change again. I've never had one take longer than like 7 minutes. So this is drastically sped up just to show you, but it only took like 7 minutes total to cut this. Do not touch your mat while it's cutting. Don't follow my example. Every once in a while you may get it where it catches. Depending on how close your items are, we're going to hit start and it'll let the blade go back to the top of the mat. And I went and hit pause too soon, but we're going to cut that out. So now it's all the way back at the start here. And because of how close I have these guys laid out, a lot of little vinyl pieces get between them. So we're just going to go ahead and trim that away and re-tape. So here's what it looks like after that. And I'm just going to test and see how close we are to this being done. Again, like I said, if you figure out a blade depth or pressure that works, that'd be great. That's next on my list to figure out. But I'm going to go ahead and let it finish that round of cutting, and then they should be good to pull out. Oh yeah, this one's just going to pull right out. Again, don't touch it while I'm like I do when it's moving. Do not recommend that. Yeah, that one's all out. Do you see? Oops, there we go. See, that's how they're all going to come out. Look how clean that is. That one had a little bit of a corner stuck, so I didn't want to pull it and have it shift the rest of the vinyl. Oh, but I am going to stop the machine here in a minute and just pull them all out. Yeah, because they're just all ready to come out. It gets caught in the corners, but just a little gentle tug and it's out. No big deal. So I'll go ahead and pull the rest of these out and show you the finished results. And I'll have to clean the thread up and everything too, for sure. But they look pretty good. So this is what it looks like after you pull them all out. Every once in a while you're going to have to pull the corner of it out a little bit. Just give it a little tug, totally fine. Here I had to lift the tape up because it didn't cut through the tape after I tacked it down more. No big deal. But they all came out really nicely. And I'll pull the tape off because it's not under the stitches, so it'll come off really nicely. No big deal. But they all came out pretty happy with these. Some of them, the outline got a little bit off from where it needed to be, but it's so slight that nobody but another crafter probably notices. It also looks way better than when I hand cut them. So, like these. And the thing is, they're all the same. They're all the same. Um, you know, so it's great. No jagged cuts from hand cutting. My hand gets saved. Look at those edges. Beautiful, beautiful edges. And they all stack and line up beautifully. So when they're hanging up or however you display them for your customers, gorgeous. I love it. So clean. So I'll clean up my threads, and I'll put the hardware on them, and they'll be good to go for my customers. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Again, this is just my way of doing it. Let me know below if you have your own tips and tricks. You have a pressure setting. I've only been messing with this machine for a couple months, so thank you. Hopefully this helps you.